Hello, I'm Dr. Pooja Patwardhan. I'm a practicing GP in Hampshire, and I have a special interest in smoking cessation and non communicable disease prevention. For the past few years, I've had an opportunity to upskill and empower my colleagues like doctors, dentists, nurses, pharmacists around the world on the latest evidence based approach on smoking cessation. I'm also a founder director for Center for Health Research and Education. So, Center for Health Research and Education is based at the University of Southampton Science Park. We are a growing team of healthcare professionals dedicated to global cancer prevention with a focus on smoking cessation. We believe that there is a massive gap between policy and practice in global tobacco control, and we are working on bridging this policy and practice gap so that billions of tobacco users across the world can access the services as well as cessation products properly. Our aim at Center for Health Research and Education is move towards making the world smoke free. Smoking is largest preventable cause for early mortality among mental health patients. Therefore, for the past few years, most of the mental health hospitals in UK are going smoke free. But currently, we are experiencing extraordinary times. Just like all other clinicians, mental health practitioners are worried about their patients' health and their health with COVID-19. It is surely important to work with public health and focus on acute measures to save lives from COVID-19 pandemic. But at the same time, we must remember that we will soon start seeing the consequences of social isolation and Section 17 leave restriction due to this COVID-19 pandemic. One understandable concern staff working in mental health settings would have is their patients' mental health getting worse with social isolation and Section 17 leave cancellation. In these circumstances, mental health staff might feel that relaxing smoke-free policies would actually help their patients. We know that stress as well as boredom are emotional triggers for someone to want to smoke and smoke more. Unfortunately, in this COVID-19 situation, both these, stress as well as boredom, are going to get increased. In these times, smoking might be viewed as a quick fix solution to deal with the challenges that we are all going to face. But actually, helping patients quit smoking and implementing smoke-free policy strictly is more important than ever. We are now getting more and more evidence that smoking increases risk of serious complications with COVID-19. So if we let our patients smoke and smoke more, it is not only going to increase their risk, but also increase risk of all the staff members working with them. We also know that smoking increases the risk of respiratory infections and diseases like asthma, for example. And again, this increases the risk of patient being unwell, but also it will increase the burden on our already overstretched NHS. In these current situations, we really don't want that to happen. When it comes to mental health patients, it is already proven that smoking increases metabolism of many medications, including mental health medications like clozapine, for example. This leads to poor symptom control in mental health patients and also need for increased blood tests and increased work for mental health staff. So it is not really a quick fix solution. It does increase a lot of workload as well. And the other thing we know is mental health is worsened due to smoking. Smoking is a contributing and worsening factor for mental health illness. Apart from this, we know the long-term risks due to smoking, like cardiovascular diseases, respiratory diseases, and we mustn't forget cancer. There are multiple types of cancers which are attributable to smoking. Smoking is the largest contributing factor for reducing lifespan for those suffering with mental health illness. It is sometimes 10 to 20 years. The other risk with relaxing smoke-free policy would be ex-smokers relapsing back to smoking. When there will be a lot of people smoking around these ex-smokers in mental health settings, there is a high risk that they would urge to go back to smoking. And this is not something we definitely want. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's taken many years of hard work for these smoke-free policies to be implemented in many of these mental health settings. There is a high risk that all this hard work will go in vain and will be put back by many years in achieving our goal of becoming smoke-free. Few weeks of relaxing smoke-free policy can cost a lot to our healthcare system. Attempting and maintaining a quit during their inpatient stay can dramatically enhance chances of patients to recover mentally and physically. In these challenging times, I would encourage all the mental health staff members to discuss the risks of COVID-19 complications with their patients if appropriate. Encourage them to quit smoking. This is the time to do that. There are so many ways of providing safer nicotine in today's times that we should offer all these choices to our patients. To manage acute cravings, we can offer them short-acting NRTs like oral spray, nicotine gum, or nicotine lozenges. And we can also offer them electronic cigarettes if appropriate. So always remember, give them enough nicotine and give them for long enough. This is also an opportunity to help our patients quit smoking permanently. We can support them by providing them medications like varenicline or Champix, or again giving them enough nicotine. In this case, we should also think about a dual therapy. So giving a longer acting nicotine replacement like a nicotine patch, along with a shorter acting nicotine replacement like again oral spray or nicotine gum, as well as electronic cigarette. Provide behavioral support, as this significantly increases someone's chances of a quit attempt. We can provide this by distractions, by motivating smokers using carbon monoxide monitoring, as well as providing behavioral therapy. To support all mental health hospitals become smoke-free and remain smoke-free in these challenging times, we at CHRE have made an infographic. If you need any support or advice from us, please don't hesitate to contact us. Our email address is in the description of this talk. So remember to encourage your patients and staff members to quit for COVID-19.